stands testimony to that kural. Today, our Secretary's mission is focusing on enhancing the quality of education in the college and also elevating the college to an outstanding institution in this locality. For this, the managing committee members are also working dedicatedly to support the cause. And as already told by our principal, Mr. Govindaraj, who is a real godsend to our institution, has supported us with a lot of funds, CSR funds, for our college development. I'm very grateful to BPL MedTech for their large-hearted generosity for giving us funds, and they've also promised to continue to support us for our college development. On behalf of everyone present here, I thank BPL Med Technologies, and I wish them great success in all their endeavors. Our managing committee is working diligently to form a system of functioning of the college. Take care of the system and the system will take care of you is the dictum. And as we've already seen today, empowering initiatives and inspiring excellence. Our college is doing very well. So our college has a bright prospect of achieving academic excellence. I entreat our students and our faculty members to use the facilities available here and enrich their knowledge and develop themselves in an all-round manner. As students, I would like to say for the students, the best period of your life is in college. This is the place where you make lifetime friendships. And this is the place where you develop your skills and your abilities which support you later in life. So enjoy every moment of your college days. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for the insightful presidential address. I request Mr. M. Sanjay Krishnamurthy, 3rd BA History, to introduce our chief guest.
Warm greetings to one and all present here. It's my honor and privilege to introduce our esteemed chief guest, Dr. Shravan Subramaniam, the managing director of BPL Medical Technologies. Dr. Shravan is a distinguished physician, executive, and a globally respected medtech leader with nearly 2 decades of experience spanning life science, diagnostics, and medical devices. He completed his MBBS from the prestigious Madras Medical College, where he actively engaged in community health initiatives. He later earned his Masters of Health Administration from Cornell University, USA, and was awarded the Sloan Leadership Award in recognition of his exceptional leadership potentials. Over the years, Dr. Shravan has held senior leadership positions at renowned global healthcare organizations including Novartis, Roche Diagnostics, and GE Healthcare. His work in transformation, operational excellence, and healthcare innovation has influenced not only India and South Asia, but also the international market. He has also played a key role in national healthcare policy discussions and medtech advocacy, significantly contributing to India's vision for accessible and technological-driven healthcare. His impactful contribution earned him a place in Economical Times 40 Under 40 list in 2018. Today, as the Managing Director of BPL Medical Technologies, he continues to lead with purpose, driving advancement in India's medtech ecosystem through innovation, research, and high-quality manufacturing aligned with Make in India mission. With BPL's 6-decade legacy from pioneering India's early ECG missions to delivering advanced diagnostic and critical care solutions, Dr. Shravan and his team continues to empower hospitals, clinics, and healthcare professionals nationwide. Initiatives such as BPL METS, which offers hands-on training for students.
Principal Madam, Board of Trustees and students, it's my absolute pleasure and privilege to be here today for this topic. But I just have one issue about the topic. It says inspiring young minds, but I think it should be in reverse. Today, from the experience that I've had meeting the students, meeting the faculty, it is absolutely the reverse. I stand inspired, and it has just been a privilege. I'm so envious of you. You are sitting in the best possible time. I would love to be a student in 2025, but my time has passed and the time is yours. Today you're sitting in a wonderful campus with a wonderful board of trustees, and they are really committed to driving excellence and aspiration. And I really sincerely thank Govindarajan sir for inviting us to be a part of this journey, and really our commitment is not just a one-time visit or a one-time contribution, ma'am, as we discussed. And we would like to make this an ongoing commitment. So as BPL, we will be including the college as part of our annual CSR plan and programming. We also invite you to take a look at our company and consider BPL and the industry, medtech industry, for your career, whether it's for training or for jobs. That is something that we would love to support the college with. I don't think many of you would know of the company BPL, given that I don't know whether you're Gen Alpha or Beta or where you sit, but I see many Gen Xers, especially in the front row, smiling. But people like me and Guru, who grew up in the 70s and 80s, we grew up with BPL as a household name. Many of us bought our first TVs or fridge or microwave oven from BPL. BPL went through a cycle of trauma like many companies did, and now it is in the path of resurrection with very committed investors. And we want to build BPL into a strong in India for India and in India for the world medical technology company. So to that end, AI is very much a part of our journey. So it's not just about making medical equipment such as ECG machines. BPL brought India's first ECG machine. If you go to an elderly clinician in your town, ask them what was their first ECG machine, chances are that it was a BPL machine. But now we want to revive that and create a journey that combines medical technology with AI. That's all about BPL. I'd like to talk to you about AI and the journey that actually all of you are going to enjoy. Truly, AI has been transforming the industry. It's been transforming the landscape at a very rapid pace, irrespective of the industry. Whether it's in financial markets, whether it's writing code, whether it's in generating art. Today we were in the entrepreneurship section, where we were looking at innovation and art and amazing things that your student body is coming up with. And a lot of this can be energized through artificial intelligence. In our area, AI is involved in diagnosing and predicting disease and keeping populations healthy. So we also have to look at where we were in history before we come to the future. 50 years ago, the telephone revolution came about in India and around the world. 25 years ago, when I was roughly your age, that was when the internet was hitting. And I used to look at my parents, and my parents had grown up in an age of typewriters and landlines. And suddenly we were in the age of internet and cellular phones. And that profoundly transformed every industry, whether it's in healthcare, whether it's in aviation, tourism, banking, financial sector, whatever it might be. And I used to look upon that generation with a little bit of a mixture of amusement and pity, and wonder how they are going to survive in the future. Today, I think you are all looking at us with that same bewilderment. How are we going to survive in that future? But learning is continuous, and I encourage you. Today it might be AI, tomorrow it will be quantum plus AI, and it's going to be much, much more. So I urge you to remain curious and keep learning and integrate AI into your traditional standard learning as well, within the college and beyond, as much as you can. And through reading and through the internet. I'll give you a few specific examples where AI has already started shaping, reshaping industries, I should say. I'll start with healthcare. As the person who very generously introduced us said, I'm a medical doctor by training, a third generation medical doctor. And if I think about how my father or grandfather practiced medicine, it was always, with the patient in front of them, a microscope in front of them, and really understanding one-to-one the patient's history, the family history, and getting the diagnosis, the blood test reports, the radiology reports, etc. Today, the amount of data that is available on one patient is just infinite. You're getting data about your individual history, your family history, your environment, your diet, your images. It could be pathology, it could be radiology, it could be through genetic data. And using all this data, AI is able to not just give an idea of what's happening with your body, an individual or a population today, but it can predict in 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, what are the health risks that you are likely to have, whether it's cancer, whether it's cardiovascular disease, whether it's diabetes, so that being informed through all this data and through AI, you can take preventive steps to ensure your individual health, your parents' health, your society's health. Finance. Again, if you look at the journey of finance in the last 25, 30, maybe even 50 years, I used to accompany my parents to the bank. I used to walk with them to the bank, fill out a challan and make a deposit and make a withdrawal. I can't imagine anybody sitting in this room going to a physical bank. There is no need for you to go to a physical bank. Everything is there at the tips of your fingers and in your hands. But that journey has also passed. Right? Everybody has a bank in their hands. But what can you do with this information? Because now you are getting, your phone or your mobile bank has information about you, your resources, your aspirations. And then it is gathering information through algorithms about the financial markets. And it is able to predict what is the correct portfolio for you to have, how much debt you need to take, how much debt you can afford to take, what kind of expenses you can make, how to plan your business if you're an entrepreneur. So the field of finance is profoundly changing thanks to AI. Another area of personal passion for me is education. As I was discussing with the trustees a short while ago, I also sit on the board of one of the universities in Tamil Nadu. And we see that education has also profoundly changed in the last 25 years. When I was going to college, we just had a handful of streams of education and then a handful of jobs that we could go to after that. Today, education is highly personalized and the platforms are adapting to students, not the other way around. And this makes education more inclusive. It also makes education more exponential and it makes education a lifelong experience. Of course, entertainment. Entertainment is also changing profoundly. AI is composing music, AI is designing video games, and it's even writing scripts for movies and for dramas. These are extraordinary achievements that have happened in the last 5 years, maybe 10 years. But these are just merely tools. AI is a tool in the hands of humans. And these tools, like any tools, require human guidance. So as we are talking, I want you to think about, where do you see AI most in your life? Is it in Alexa? Is it in Flipkart? Is it in your banking? Is it in your shopping? It is actually everywhere. Any place where you are sharing data, storing data, getting data in, whether it's to your mobile device or whether it's through your email, there is a constant flow of data. So think about that. And the next question I have for you is, where does human judgment come into the picture? Like I said, AI is only a tool which you can use to get the most out of the information and data that's available. AI can process data, but it cannot decide what should be done. We are actually at that scary inflection point where AI is starting to make decisions for us. Take, for example, a self-driving car. 10 years ago, 20 years ago, a self-driving car was stuff of science fiction. It was there in movies such as Total Recall, where in 2084, there was a robo-taxi and that was considered futuristic. Today, there are self-driving cars that change lanes, that make turns, that stop at traffic lights. And all this is done through programming. However, a self-driving car which is faced with an ethical dilemma, let's say if it goes in one direction and follows the rules, it might hit, let's say, an elderly grandparent, versus if it goes illegally, it will hit a dog. What is the choice that the car is going to make if it has to hit an elderly person or a child with a dog? These are all ethical dilemmas, which is very difficult for AI to make. The programming is done by us. So as you think about AI and the journey, in whatever field of work you take up, whether it's in automotive, whether it's in healthcare, an algorithm is nothing but what a human tells you to do. So I would like to leave you with this message. The role of ethics is most crucial in the journey of AI, in the journey of automation. Those values that are built, that comes from a very foundational basis of your parents, of your school, of your education. Algorithms can amplify misinformation. For example, hiring tools. We are actually at BPL, we are using AI for hiring people. We are using AI to sort out the kind of people that we want in our organization. But if the person who is writing that algorithm has made a fundamental flaw, that can have an impact on the kind of people that we hire, and there might be various prejudices that are built in to the algorithm. So if you are designing an AI system, please take a moment to consider and reflect on what would be the ethical principle that you would absolutely insist on. Is it equality? Is it gender equality? Is it age equality? These are all things that have to be discussed and debated before you jump fully into AI. Next point is on the power of imagination, and I'll leave you with that. AI can analyze the past, but only humans can imagine a future that doesn't exist. Today we had the privilege of seeing some amazing startup ideas, some innovation ideas. Now AI can facilitate that, but it takes human ingenuity and human collaboration to come up with the kind of ideas and imagination that would ensure that AI can serve humanity and not the other way around. It is your creativity as students, as professionals, whether it's in art or science or entrepreneurship, that creativity is irreplaceable, and please don't forget that as you add AI into your way of working. Finally, as a takeaway, I would say, make sure everybody, regardless of your field, whether you are in commerce, arts, science, anything, take a moment to learn AI, understand it, don't fear it. Ensure that you stay human, cultivate judgment, learn from your elders, learn ethics, and continue to foster your creative imagination. And design your life, not just careers, design your life in a meaningful way that matters, taking into consideration the ethical values that you are taught. So my closing message, embrace AI, but never forget that technology is only as powerful as the people guiding it. Judgment, ethics, and imagination are not just soft skills. These are life skills. These are hard skills to automate, and make sure you hold that in your power and don't give that up to AI. As you design your careers and your lives, remember, AI can help you work smarter, but only you can decide what is worth working on. So don't ask, what can AI do? Ask, what should humans do with AI? Because that is going to make you a more powerful human being and a society. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for sharing your insights with us. I request Ms. R. Amala, 3rd BSc Computer Science, to introduce the guest of honor.
Good afternoon, everyone. I extend my heartfelt thanks to our management and principal ma'am for giving me this opportunity today. It's my great honor to introduce our distinguished guest of honor, Mr. Gurusamy Krishnamurthy, the Chief Executive Officer of BPL Medical Technologies. He is an industry veteran with over 3 decades of experience in healthcare and medtech sector. As CEO of BPL Medical Technologies, he is responsible for shaping company strategic visions, strengthening business operations, driving product innovations, and supporting company's global expansion. With strong focus on clinical relevance, quality, and operational excellence, he plays a key role in reinforcing BPL leadership in India while expanding its presence in international markets. Mr. Gurusamy sir holds a bachelor's degree in Electronic and Communication Engineering from the College of Engineering, Guindy. This strong technical background helped him to understand complex medical technologies and transform them into practical, reliable, and market-ready solutions. He has further enhanced his leadership skills through executive programs at Said Business School, University of Oxford, including the Oxford Executive Leadership Program and specialized courses in organizational leadership. He began his career at GE Medical System on Wipro GE, where he spent more than 13 years gaining deep expertise in sales, distribution, and healthcare operation. Later, he co-founded the Perfin Healthcare, a pioneering medtech company known for developing robotic navigation system for cancer diagnosis and treatment. This entrepreneurial journey gave him a valuable insights into clinic needs, product development, and new market creation. In 2017, he joined BPL Medical Technologies to lead the international and strategic business initiatives. His exceptional leadership earned him a key global responsibility as a CEO of Penland Limited, which is based on United Kingdom. During the COVID-19 crisis, he led the rapid development and delivery of emergency ventilators for National Healthcare Service, familiarly known as NHS, as a part of UK Ventilator Challenge. For this outstanding national contribution, he was honored with a prestigious title of Honorary Member of the Order of the British Empire, MBE, by Queen Elizabeth II. Under his leadership, BPL Medical Technologies continues to grow steadily. The company is expanding its international footprints, strengthening production capability, improving quality standards, building strong technical partnership, enhancing service network across the country, and opening meaningful collaboration with academia. Through his vision, BPL is introducing the reliable and accessible solution in critical care, imaging, and diagnostics, while staying committed to improving the patient outcomes. His people-centric approach and mission-driven leadership make him the person he is today. We are truly privileged to have such an inspiring leader with us today. His journey motivates our students to innovate with purpose, understand real healthcare challenges, and build technologies that saves and transform lives. As a student of science, I am inspired by the convergence of science and people welfare in Mr. Gurusamy sir's accomplishment. Thank you, sir, for being an inspiration for us. Your profile indeed is a to-do list for us, sir. Thank you once again.
Thank you, Ms. Amala. May I now invite our chief guest, Mr. K. Gurusamy, MBE, Chief Operating Officer, BBL Medical Technologies, to address on role of students and academic institutions in transforming healthcare ecosystem.
Thank you very much, Amala, right? Amala, for giving that introduction. That was too much and too big. I'm not sure if I really deserve that, but thank you. Thanks a lot for that. Thanks for this opportunity, and first of all, distinguished dignitaries on the dais, President, the Secretary, members of the Management Committee, members of the Trust, and the pillars of this organization. Thank you very much. Thanks to all of you for giving us this opportunity to be a part of this event today. I consider this as an honor to be here, more than anything else. And what we have seen in the last 1.5 hours made me like, I'm frozen completely. So it'll take some time to get out of what I saw. Thanks a lot. Thank you very much, sir. I thought I will share my experience and speak a little bit about what I think is the role of students in shaping up the healthcare ecosystem in India, because I come from healthcare. I know only healthcare. For the last 30 years, I've been doing only medtech and healthcare. So I thought I will speak about it. But having come here and seen what I saw in the last 1 hour, I don't think I need to share. I need to tell you all about the role of students. I think you are far advanced than probably what any student could be. So I'm in a fix now. I don't know how to change my speech. But I'll still try and figure out and do something. I think I personally think there are two people will feel really elated if probably they had been a part of this today and they had seen what we saw. One is the man with a turban who went around all over the world talking about the power of youth, Swami Vivekananda, right? And who kept saying that my hope for the future lies in the youth and in the hands of the youth with intelligence and with the desire to renounce for the service of the humanity, in the process making themselves good. And that's one very powerful, statement that we have heard from him. I think what we saw an hour back in the incubation stories, people talking about how do I help somebody. It could sound very simple. How do I help somebody to find a priest to conduct a household function? It may sound very simple, but I think it's a significant problem a section of the population goes through. That a bunch of people, a bunch of students in this college have thought about that and thought about coming up with an application, very clearly stands testimony to what Swami Vivekananda wanted to probably say through that statement, right? I mean, that's one. And he also went ahead and said, be the heroes. The country needs a lot of heroes. You get up, stand up, and start working towards that and working towards the upliftment of the society. And what we have been seeing and what I heard, and through your own management team and the kind of value system that they have built in all of you, I think they have built or in the process of building outstanding heroes probably here. When I say hero, it need not be the Rajinikanth, it need not be the Ajit or Vijay. It is, someone who is going to be an example, who is going to set an example in some form or other. I think we have lots of heroes, probably upcoming heroes from this place. And the second person who will feel elated, in my opinion, is the person whom you all must be very fond of, and he will be very fond of all of you, Dr. Abdul Kalam, who said the ignited mind of the youth is the most powerful weapon that the country could think of, and such an ignited bunch of minds can literally transform the country, take the country out of poverty, and contribute significantly to the humanity. I'm not quoting exactly, I don't remember, but I think the essence of what he said through his ignited minds statement is that. I think again, there's not one ignited minds, there probably is a flame of minds sitting around here with bubbling with ideas and raring to go and do. So, which is why I again say that I'm in a kind of fix now. I don't know what I need to talk, but what I thought is I will probably again give some context with respect to the healthcare scenario, and which will set a platform for you all to think about how you can contribute and what you can contribute to transform the healthcare scenario. I just wanted to set this context through a couple of very simple anecdotal information. I'll keep mixing Tamil and English if that's okay with everybody, right? So, பாம்பு கடிக்கிறதுல, you all snake bite. Right? I'm sure many of us come from villages. We have all lived in villages. We have grown up in villages. நம்ம போய் கழனியில் போய் வேலை பார்க்கும்போது, தோட்டத்தில் வேலை பார்க்கும்போது, when you work in the places, it happens that a snake bite happens, right? And here is the unfortunate statistics. In a country like India, கிட்டத்தட்ட ஒரு வருஷத்துக்கு 60,000 பேர் பாம்பு கடியால இறந்து போறாங்க. 60,000 people die out of snake bite in a country like India, right? And can you believe that? And this figure is insignificant or almost close to zero anywhere in the world for various reasons. And this is not, the snake bite is not something which you cannot treat or you cannot save. It is just a question of having the right kind of treatment at the right place to save that individual or bunch of individuals. அதில் இன்னும் சோகமான விஷயம் என்னன்னா, and 70% of these people who die are less than 30 years of age. That is one very, very interesting information, unfortunate information. And we also have the other side where almost 22,000 women during the time பிரசவத்தப்ப இறந்து போறாங்க. That's in a year almost 22,000 women die in this country during delivery, right? And கிட்டத்தட்ட ஒரு 4 லட்சம் குழந்தைகளுக்கு மேல newborn kids within a month of birth they die. You don't see this anywhere else in the world. It doesn't happen like this. இந்த மாதிரியான ஒரு glaring statistics you will not see anywhere else in the Western world இருக்கட்டும் எங்கேயா இருந்தாலும். And the third thing that we all have come across, we will come across is, people having the chest pain. Suddenly, நம்ம வீட்டு பக்கத்தில் somewhere we see in the village, யாருக்கோ நெஞ்சு வலி வருது. By the time அவங்களை கொண்டு போய் ஒரு ஹாஸ்பிட்டலில் போய் சேர்த்து ஒரு ட்ரீட்மெண்ட் ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணுறதுக்குள்ள many people die. Right? A lot of people die of heart attack, and India is known to be a capital of diabetes and heart diseases. நிறைய பேர் இந்த மாதிரி unfortunate. And heart attack today, if you read, many of you would have read, is not a non-curable disease. ரொம்ப ஈஸியாக க்யூர் பண்ணக்கூடிய ஒரு கண்ட்ரோல் பண்ணக்கூடிய ப்ரிவெண்ட் பண்ணக்கூடிய ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ஆஃப் ஆல் வந்தால் ட்ரீட் பண்ணக்கூடிய ஒரு டிசீஸ் அது ஹார்ட் அட்டாக்ங்கிறது. பட் அன்ஃபார்ச்சுனேட்லி மெனி பீப்புள் டை because they don't get that access to treatment so quickly in the rural, especially in the rural areas. And many of these happen in the rural areas where we all belong to, as many of us come from. If I just flip this and look at a Western world, Europe or any other advanced country, what is the difference between them and us? Why does it happen like this? ஒரு எமர்ஜென்சி சுச்சுவேஷன், ஒரு எமர்ஜென்சினா ஃபோன் பண்ணுறோம், ஒரு ஆம்புலன்ஸ் வருது, இமீடியட்டாக ஒரு மெடிக்கல் அட்டென்ஷன் வருது நார்மலாக இல்லையா? அதாவது எமர்ஜென்சினா ஃபோன் பண்ணுறோம், we get an ambulance or we get a medical attendance. It takes anywhere between 30 to 50 minutes, 30லேருந்து 50 நிமிஷம் வரைக்கும் in India to get a immediate attention, either in the form of an ambulance, or in form of any attention. It takes around 30 to 50 minutes on an average in India to get an emergency attention. The same in any other advanced world is less than 10 minutes. இப்போ நீங்கள் ஒரு ஃபோன் பண்ணிங்கனாக்கா 911 அந்த மாதிரிலாம் நிறையா இல்லை, டிஃப்ரெண்ட் டிபெண்ட்ஸ் அப்பான் த கண்ட்ரி, நம்பரை கூப்பிட்டிங்கனாக்கா 10 minutes you get attention and the medical care starts immediately. Whereas in a country like India, the range is between 30 to 50. In many cases, it is more than an hour. ஒரு மணி நேரத்துக்கு மேலே ஆகும் to get a medical attention. And for a person in a rural setup, average, see, I'm not talking about the cities. Many of us who live in the city, இதெல்லாம் கேட்டாக்க என்னடா சம்மந்தமே இல்லாமல் இருக்குன்னு you may think. But I'm talking about the 70% of the Indian population lives in rural. Only 30% of the people live in the upmarket metro cities. Like 70% lives in rural. And I'm talking about that. I think that is where the whole context is all about. And in any rural setup, if you want to get ஒரு நல்ல ஒரு மெடிக்கல் அட்டென்ஷன், ஒரு நல்ல ஹாஸ்பிட்டலில் போய் ஒரு நல்ல டாக்டரை பார்க்கணும் அப்படின்னா, மோஸ்ட் ஆஃப் தி பீப்புள் இன் யுவர் ரூரல் செட்டப் ஹேவ் டு ட்ராவல் எனிவேர் பிட்வீன் 30 to 50 kilometers in India today. ஒரு நல்ல மெஜாரிட்டி ஆஃப் த ரூரல் பிளேசஸில், and sometimes more than 100 kilometers to get a very good decent medical attention. ஒரு கிராமத்துலேருந்து போய் ஒரு நல்ல ஒரு டாக்டர், நல்ல ஒரு ஹாஸ்பிட்டலில் போய் ஒரு ரீசனபிளி குட் மெடிக்கல் அட்டென்ஷன் கிடைக்கணும்னா ஆவரேஜாக 30 to 50 kilometers most of the people have to travel. And this is less than 8 kilometers in most of the other world, rest of the advanced world. So this is the disparity. This is the biggest disparity that we are trying to handle. I mean, this is what you can call it like the digital divide and சொல்ற healthcare divide, or lack of democratization of healthcare, or equitable healthcare அப்படிமாங்களா. Equitable healthcare na எல்லாருக்கும் healthcare கிடைக்கிறதுக்கு what do we need to do? So this is what is all about. The crux of the problem that we are trying to handle, all of us here, all of us sitting here, doing the people working in pharmacy, the doctors, the medical device companies, the diagnostic services, hospitals, government, we are all trying to handle and address this problem. How do we improve this? 70% of the population lives in rural and they need this. They need this kind of a facility. So this is what all of us are trying to address. And I gave you the parallel in the Western world. Why did this difference happen? How is this difference happening? And okay, all this is nice fact. இதனால எங்களுக்கு என்ன சார் நீங்க இந்த நம்பர்லாம் சொல்றீங்க? What does it got to do with us? You may ask that question as students, right? I think a lot has to do with you all. A lot can be done with you all. If you look at any Western country, whether it is the US or Europe, I'm talking only about healthcare. It happens in the other industry also. There is lot of innovation, research projects, many things that come into the commercial world. They are all co-developed in institution. இந்த மாதிரியான academic institutionல, இந்த மாதிரி universityல, students, professors, research scholars, industry சேர்ந்து ஒர்க் பண்ணி தான் நிறைய innovations கொண்டு வந்திருக்காங்க. Lot of innovations that is saving life today in the Western countries are all developed in this kind of a setup. typical in the மாதிரியான ஒரு academic institution, research institution, with the cooperation and collaboration between students like you and professors, the learned teachers and professors, and of course the research scholars and entrepreneurs. This is how it has happened in most other parts of the world. And I think that is probably where in India we are still lacking. So, and that is exactly where a huge role as you all students have to play. What are we supposed to do? Enna sir pananum naanga? What are we supposed to do? A lot of things you can do. Lots of things you can do. You don't have to be an Elon Musk. You don't have to be a Satya Nadella to always, develop some out of the world innovations. First of all, innovation need not be something out of the world or rocket விடுறது மாத்திரம் தான் innovation கிடையாது. Innovation can be very, very incremental. A small improvement in what we do today, doing it slightly better, is also innovation. So each one of us here can be innovators, because we all know the problems that we go through in this kind of in healthcare delivery. Why we are not able to deliver a quality healthcare in a rural setup? If we understand all that, all of us will be able to do improvements and innovation. So innovation, it need not be something Nobel Prize வாங்குறது மட்டும் தான் innovation கிடையாது. Anything that we improve in a product, anything that we improve in a process, in the way we do. இன்னைக்கு இதை இப்படி தான் பண்ணுறோம், இதை ஒரு 10 ஸ்டெப்பில் பண்ணுறோம், இதே நாளைக்கு 3 ஸ்டெப்பில் பண்ண முடியும்னா அதுவும் இன்னோவேஷன். இன்னைக்கு இது we are taking half an hour to do a particular job, அதே 5 நிமிஷத்தில் பண்ண முடியுமா? Innovation. That is all it is. So innovationங்கிற வேர்டை don't get bogged down. It is not something out of the world. It is each one of us could be innovators that way. So what are we supposed to do? What can the students do? There are many things that you can do. See, there are two major aspects in this. One is the technology aspect. Where companies like us, industries like us, we all come in product devices, we have products, we bring in technology, we bring in digital, we bring in AI. That is one area where students like you can contribute significantly. Definitely, for sure, you can create devices, you can create apps, you can create low cost. India mari country we need a lot of low cost solutions. Why is someone in a village 70 kilometers from Satur not able to afford the same kind of quality of care that happens in Bombay or in Chennai or somewhere else? It is because of the cost, right? And people like you can actually break that barrier. You can, like what we saw there, for half an hour back when we saw in your incubation center, there are a lot of right thinking that is happening. How can I do this differently? எனக்கு இங்கேருந்து நான் வெளியூருக்கு போகணும், நாளை காலையில் டாக்ஸி கிடைக்கல, how can I get a driver? So some of you were talking about an app to be developed to identify a driver at the lower cost. I saw that being demonstrated. So that is the kind of thinking. So you can, one area that you all can think about is innovation, technology, product பண்றது. இன்னைக்கு ஒரு CT scanner 1.5 கோடி ரூபாய் ஆகுது அப்படின்னாக்கா, can we do something about it? Can we develop something alternative? Can we do in a different way? Can the cost come down? Can it be easier ஒரு ரூரல் செட்டப்பில் இன்ஸ்டால் பண்ணி ஆப்ரேட் பண்ணக்கூடிய சிடி ஸ்கேனர் மாதிரி பண்ணலாமா? சிடி இஸ் a big thing I'm taking. ஒரு எக்ஸாம்பிளுக்காக சொல்கிறேன். ஒரு பிளட் டெஸ்ட், சிம்பிள் பிளட் டெஸ்ட் இன்னைக்கு ஒரு பர்டிகுலர் வேலை நடக்குது. There are equipments being used, technology being used for that. Can we do differently? So that is the technology aspect of it. Surely you all can play a role. Science student இருக்கலாம், commerce student இருக்கலாம், business student இருக்கலாம். Beyond all that, you can do that. I think the second interesting part, if you ask me, is in terms of the process, how we do certain things. I saw this, the priest app somebody developed, and then somebody was talking about the driver, finding out driver. நாங்கள் ஒரு பிளாட்ஃபார்ம் பண்ணுறோம் சார், டிஜிட்டல் பிளாட்ஃபார்ம். உங்களுக்கு நாளைக்கு டிரைவர் வேணும்னா அதில் போய் என்டர் பண்ணிங்கன்னா இமீடியட்டாக டிரைவர் வரும் அப்படின்றாங்க. When delivering a pizza can only take 10 minutes, when delivering a grocery could only take 8 minutes, why can't delivering a healthcare service take 10 or 15 minutes? Why should it take 1 hour? Why can't we do something in that space? Why can't you create technology? Same Zeptos and you have so much examples. You have Swiggies and Zomatos and Zeptos and whatnot. All of them are already proven, right? If that can happen in grocery, that can happen in food, if that can happen in transportation, why can't it happen in healthcare? That's all you need to think. If you think, I'm pretty sure that there will be, how do I reach? Or chest pain lo 15 minutes la medicine enala reach panna mudiyuma. They just have to get bunch of 1 or 2 medicine, A, B, C, in the medicine immediate kudutha, at least the first aid is done, then the patient can be taken to hospital. How do I deliver 15 minutes medicine to the patient? How can I, ensure that a particular intervention or injection has to be given, or some intervention has to be done? How can I deliver that faster? It's quite possible. If food can be delivered in 7 minutes, why can't healthcare services, why can't medicine be delivered in 7 minutes? So I think that is probably how you should start thinking. That is where all your technology, your digitization, your AI can play a big role. And as Shravan was pointing out, I think ethics is extremely important. Obviously, all this have to be under the umbrella of proper ethical usage. But then the use case, in the marila, this is all you need to do. I think the first answer to what you all need to do, first is, I think you have to first feel the problem. There are so much of these kind of problems around you. First feel, understand the problem. And second important thing is create an intent. Create an intent to solve the problem. In the problem, and I saw all of that. We saw all of that there. Just an hour back, there are people talking about practical problems. How do I solve practical problems? So it is not that we need to tell you. You guys know that already. People are doing it. All that we are saying is just shift, think in multiple ways. Healthcare as a delivery, which is very extremely important. Healthy life is extremely important. The rest of the things come later, right? How do I deliver healthcare? How do I save lives? Think about the problem. Create that intent. So once you create a strong intent, obviously it becomes a passion. That is all you need. Rest all will fall in place. If you create a strong intent and passion, finding, somebody came and asked for 7 lakhs money so confidently, obviously, right? I mean, you have so much, you have all the confidence. You know how to ask for money, you know how to find resources. You just have to create that intent, a very strong intent. You have so much of standing examples in front of you. All your management committee members sitting here, all people with very strong intent. They're all very successful entrepreneurs, extremely successful, running multi-crores, multi-hundreds of crores of company, but they have the strong intent of giving it back to the society, which is why they are sitting here along with you in the afternoon here, trying to give you everything, right? You have people here. And I have classic example, Mr. Govindarajan. I have to tell him, you have a strong example in him. He's a man, just 20 kilometers in neighborhood city, right? From here, 22 kilometers from here, was running quietly a nice hospital. He could have lived with that. He's basically an engineer also. He has nothing to do with the healthcare. He could have happily lived, just running the hospital, finding his own way. But what he did, he went on creating diagnostic services. Almost 200 centers across the country today that he runs, which are around 3,000 plus people. Correct me, I'm sorry if my number is wrong, sir. 3,000 plus people, managing 3,000 plus people. Not just that, what he has done in this process, he has done exactly what I just a few minutes back. He has kind of broken that healthcare divide. He is now reaching CT scans, MRI. He is making them available in rural setups at a significantly lower cost than anybody else. That is what he is doing. And here is a standing example, and that is what intent and passion is all about. You need to create that. I want to do this. This is a problem that I want to solve. I want to do this. Create that strong intent. And the intent will become a passion. And passion will find ways to solve everything else. There are so many small little problems around us here, and nobody else is going to come and solve. If you think government is going to come and solve, X, Y, Z, government is going to come and solve, some other politician is going to come and solve, or my superhero is going to solve. Nobody. We are all the superheroes, and you guys have to solve it. You all can do that. There was a very clear example that we saw there in the little earlier. A bunch of people, but I am pretty sure each one of you have got a burning desire inside you. If you don't have that, create that burning desire. Take the problems, and you will find ways to solve. There are so many people here to support you all. They're just waiting for you to come and ask them what you want. And I think you must think about healthcare very seriously, and that's otherwise it can make us think all the time. If you don't think right now and start acting on it, we'll always keep thinking about health. It will put us into that kind of a situation. So it's extremely important. You have everything in you. You have a fantastic institution, great management team, a very successful bunch of entrepreneurs and business people who are willing to support you. And of course, all of us are there. We are all there at any point in time to come and support. And you are also living in a very different world today, the world where your parents, it is not the world where your parents were living. Today is a world very highly connected. Information is available. It's available in fingertips. More confident. You don't have to go through the same problems that your parents went through. You are much more resourced today. There are people to come and ask you, what do you want? I don't think your parents had this luxury. Right? Today we are coming and asking you, what do you want? So many people are coming and asking you. They're telling you to do this. They're enabling this. So all this is very, very, you are in a great world to do what you want to do. I think you must make the most of it and do your best. All the very best. Thanks for coming here and thanks for giving us this opportunity, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for the words of wisdom. I invite Mr. S. Deepak, 3rd BSc Zoology, to deliver the vote of thanks.
A very good afternoon to one and all present here. Today is distinguished day for Sri S. Ramasamy Naidu Memorial College as we inaugurate our Innovation and Incubation Center and Health Club on the auspicious Universal Health Coverage Day that is today. This event reflects our institution's dedication to progress, wellness and nurturing innovation which reflects holistic student development. At the outset, I extend my heartfelt appreciation to the students who rendered the Tamil Thai Valthu with grace and devotion, giving our program a dignified beginning. Thank you, friends. I express my sincere gratitude to our principal, Dr. K. Krishnaveni Madam, for her warm welcome and for her steadfast leadership, academic vision, and unwavering support that shape and sustain every milestone of our college. Thank you, ma'am. My respectful thanks to Mrs. P. Shantalakshmi Madam, President, Sri S. Ramasamy Naidu Memorial College, for her inspiring presidential address and for consistently guiding the college toward growth and excellence. Thank you, ma'am. I would like to thank with you a Tirukural. Nayanodu Nanji Burinda Payanudayar Panbu Parattum Ulagu. Thank you, ma'am. It's my immense pleasure to thank Thiru T.R. Kannan, Secretary of our college, for his gracious presence, for extending warm felicitations to our esteemed guest and leading our college towards achieving great heights. Thank you, sir. A special word of appreciation to Mr. Sanjay Krishnamurthy of History Department for his articulate introduction of chief guest, and to Ms. Amala of Computer Science Department for her poised and thoughtful introduction of our guest of honor. Thank you, both of you, friends. We are deeply honored by the presence of our chief guest, Mr. Shravan Subramaniam, Managing Director of BPL Medical Technologies. Sir, the chief guest address given by you on AI and human potential was really enlightening and visionary. And the words said by you, don't ask what will AI do, ask what humans do with AI, is really inspiring. And this one wording said by you is an eye-opening quote today to our students. Thank you so much, sir. Our sincere gratitude to our guest of honor, Mr. K. Guruswamy, MBE, Chief Operating Officer, PPL Medical Technologies. Sir, your words that the integrated approach of academic institution, researchers and industrialists will make the students' role much more efficient in the, transforming the healthcare ecosystem, and your advocacy given by you to the students in transforming the healthcare ecosystem will really broaden our views regarding this topic. Thank you so much, sir, for offering such thoughtful perspectives. I extend my warm gratitude to our professors whose dedication to academic excellence and continuous mentorship provide a strong foundation for all our students. I also acknowledge with gratitude the efforts of our non-teaching staff, supporting staffs whose diligent work behind the scenes ensured the smooth planning and execution of this program. Also, my sincere thanks goes to the press fraternity for being part of this historic moment and registering in its history. A special note of thanks to all our student friends whose spirited participation, discipline and enthusiasm bring meaning and vibrancy to every event we host in our college. Thank you, student friends. Finally, I extend my heartfelt appreciation to Ms. Pavitra of English Department for being the master of this ceremony. With this, once again, I thank every one of you for your valued presence, and I also need to mention our esteemed board members whose valued presence make this event much more efficient. Thank you one and all, and have a wonderful day. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Deepak. Now let us all stand for the national anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय गे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा दब शुभ नामे जागे दब शुभाशिष मागे जागे दब जय गादा जनगण मंगलदायक जय गे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय गे जय गे जय गे जय 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 गे.
Thank you all. Thank you, sirs, for your valuable time and expertise. Dear students, please be seated.
So, dear students, our respected guests want to take a photo with us all. So, I request all the students to stand and show your hands the victory symbol. This is victory symbol. You can all please stand and show the victory symbol so that our respected guests will take a photo. Dear students, stay quiet and beautifully do that symbol. Raise your hand and do the victory symbol. அன்பு மாணவர்களே, மதிப்பிற்குரிய விருந்தினர்கள் நம்முடன் சேர்ந்து புகைப்படம் எடுக்கிறார்கள். தங்களது ஒரு கரத்தை உயர்த்தி வி எனும் ஆங்கில எழுத்து போல் நீங்க கையை வச்சீங்கன்னா ரொம்ப அழகா இருக்கும். Dear students, please keep victory symbol. Thank you, dear students. Please be seated for a minute.